So, news coming out of Brussels is that the European Union has pledged $13 billion to South Africa to develop clean energy, transport infrastructure, and healthcare projects. And I think that my understanding is that this is an aid package that is being given to South Africa by the European Union in order for South Africa to develop so-called renewable energies. And if I were the South African government, I would take that money and I'll put it into building a new nuclear power station. That is what I would do. Because they said clean energies. Clean energies can mean a nuclear power station. That would be the most sensible thing to do. With Koeberg Power Station in Cape Town still being the only nuclear reactor operational in Africa, I've already said in several videos when I was discussing about energy projects in South Africa that nuclear power is at the heart of that. I'll take that money and put all of it into building a nuclear power station. But knowing what I know about the South African government, they're going to take that money and put it in stupid pet projects like solar and wind and all that other bullshit. But what they really need to do is to take this money, build a nuclear power station. Start immediately. Build a nuclear power station. I'll build one maybe somewhere in the Free State or Northern Free State, somewhere around, or maybe around just when you're leaving the Free State, entering Gauteng around Vereeniging, or Sasolburg, between Sasolburg and Vereeniging, or I'll put it around Northern KZN, somewhere off the N3 towards Ladysmith. That would be the most ideal place where I'll put it. But if the terms and conditions of this aid is that they can't use it for nuclear power station, I'd use it to build a hydroelectric power station. South Africa already has a large hydroelectric power station in Bergville, if I'm not mistaken. And it's one of the most reliable power stations that exist in South Africa. So if they can't use that money in putting it into a nuclear power station, I'll put it into a hydroelectric power station. Those are the only so-called clean energies that can actually be relied upon, that can be used as base load power. And putting money into all of these pet projects that are unaffordable and unreliable makes no sense. Yeah, so, and I'm thinking $13 billion would probably not even be enough if you are building a medium-sized nuclear reactor. But you can top it up, maybe, because you probably need something around, let's just say you probably need around $30 billion. But if you already have close to half of the amount that you need, I'd say go for it. Then they can raise the rest, and a nuclear power station in particular would create jobs upwards of 5,000, maybe 6,000 when we including the indirect jobs of contractors and other things. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, no, I just thought that let me comment about that. Because money, obviously, infrastructure funding is very important. It's very important, and every dollar counts when it comes to infrastructure investment and infrastructure funding. And so when there's someone who is willing to give you that kind of money for an energy project, I would say use it for maximum benefit. And maximum benefit in this case would mean a nuclear power station or a hydroelectric power station. Nothing else makes sense in terms of if you are not putting it in carbon-based power, but you're putting it in so-called clean energy. It will have to be nuclear power station or hydroelectric. We will see what we'll do. It's likely that they'll chow all of that money and embezzle all of it, if not most of it. Who knows? Who knows what will happen? But I just saw that coming out of Brussels. It actually was announced like 7 days ago, and the news have just been trickling in that the European Union wants to give South Africa this kind of money for clean energy. And I would say take the money, build something meaningful. Take the money, make the lives of your people better. Put your people in a better situation. And there's no better way in this particular instance than to either build one of these two power stations, one nuclear power station or one hydroelectric power station. Let me know what you think in the comments, thoughts below.